Hello my house, I'm Athina and I'm grateful that you're here with me today in a new episode of Tarot 101. If you're watching this as a podcast on YouTube Music, hello. So today I'm going to be talking about the difference between tarot decks and tarot cards and oracle decks and oracle cards. Back then, at the time when Amino app was still functioning, there were a lot of people that started getting to know divination and divination tool and didn't know the difference between tarot and oracle deck. And there were some that wanted to buy an oracle deck, but unfortunately, they got a tarot deck even though they didn't want to, because they didn't know the difference between those two divination types. So if you are new to divination as a whole, then this video is for you, and we are going to look into the difference. And at the end of the video, I hope that you are able to differentiate between tarot and oracle decks. So I'm gonna start first with explaining the tarot decks, because it's a lot easier to explain what are tarot decks so that we can move on towards oracle decks and what they are. Because tarot deck has always the same structure and system. In whatever system the tarot deck is, for example, the Marseille, the French tarot deck, then we have Thoth by Aleister Crowley, and then we have the Rider-Waite tarot here. For example, I'm showing my Radiant Rider-Waite. Even though the tarot systems are different and each tarot card has a different meaning in those systems, like for example in the Rider-Waite tarot, the High Priestess has a meaning, but the High Priestess in the Thoth tarot has a different meaning than the one of the Rider-Waite. But the structure of the tarot cards are always the same. So the tarot cards have always 78 cards, and those 78 cards are divided into minor arcana and major arcana. There are 22 major arcana and 56 minor arcana. The major arcana, let's start with them. The major arcana starts with the number 0, the Fool, and ends with the card number 21, the World. Mostly those cards are always written with the Roman numbers, like the V for 5, and so on and so forth. There are other tarot systems where the Fool is not number 0, but is number 22. It depends on the tarot system that you are using. I am basing this on the Rider-Waite, because it's the one that I know the most, and it's the one that most people know about. So after having those 22 major arcanas, I told you that there are 56 minor arcanas, and those 56 minor arcanas are divided into 4 suits. Depending on the tarot system, those suits can be something else, but let's start with the first suit that is coming to my mind is a suit of wands, or also buttons, can also be sticks, whatever the name is in the tarot system that you are using. Then the other suit that is coming to my mind is the suit of swords, knives, and everything that is related to that. Then we have the third suit, the suit of cups or chalices, whatever has to do with something that is able to hold liquids in there. Then the last suit, the suit of pentacles or coins. So, and each suit starts with the ace, like the ace of wands, and ends with the 10 of wands or the 10 of pentacles, and so on and so forth. But there are also 4 court cards. The page of wands, let's go with the example of the wands. The page of wands, then comes the knight of wands, the queen of wands, and the king of wands. And this goes through all the other suits. They also start with the ace, ends with the 10, and have the 4 court cards. And this is true to all tarot system. The suit name may change, but the system is the same. It starts with ace, ends with 10, and then there are the 4 court cards. So basically, to summarize it, tarot cards have always 78 cards that are divided into minor arcana and major arcana, 22 major arcana, 56 minor arcana. Those 56 minor arcana are divided into 4 suits, starting with the ace and ending with the 10, and having 4 court cards. And I have here an example, because I showed you, and for those that are listening to the podcast, I'm not really showing the cards, but it says here includes 78 cards in the Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot. Then I have my first tarot deck that I bought. It looks like, the format looks like an oracle deck, because it is quite wide. It's the Power Archangel Tarot by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. And here, mine is the German version, and it says here 78 cards as well. And these, even though it's a tarot deck that looks like an oracle deck, it still continues to use the same system as the tarot deck. It has the major arcana, and it has the 4 suits, just that the name are different in this because it is the Archangel, so it takes on the names of the archangels. So the major arcana, each card is associated with one archangel, and the 4 suits, where we had wands, swords, cups, and pentacles, the suits are now the suit of Michael for Archangel Michael, the suits of Gabriel for Archangel Gabriel, the suits of Ariel for Archangel Ariel, and the suits of Raphael for Archangel Raphael. But the system is the same. 78 cards, minor arcana and major arcana. And in the minor arcana, it starts with the ace, ends with the 10, and has the 4 court cards. And the same here, I'm taking now the Gentle Heart Tarot, and it also says here 78 cards. And the same thing can be said here. It has the major arcana, it has the minor arcana, and the 4 suits. This does not change in any of the tarot systems. They may change the name, but always the time, the tarot deck has only 78 cards, no more and not less. There are some exceptions that I know, that there is a tarot deck that I have on my wish list that has, it's not 78 tarot cards, but there is a little bit more, because it has 4 or 3 different versions of the lovers. But the same system applies. It has the major arcana, the minor arcana being divided into the 4 suits. So now that you know what a tarot deck entails, and that the system really continues always, and so on, we are going to look now at oracle cards. So what is the difference between the tarot deck and the oracle card? So while we had a strict rule in the tarot deck that there is always 78 cards, major arcana, minor arcana, the minor arcana starting with ace, with ending with the 10. The oracle decks don't have that. There are no major arcanas, there are no minor arcanas, there are no suits. There are some oracle decks that have suits, but most of them, they do not. And each oracle deck is unique in its own. It has a different theme from the other oracle decks, unless you are looking for the same subject. For example, there are different oracle decks that talk about starseeds, but they do not have the same structure or the same amount of card numbers. So I picked here 3 different oracle decks. I'm going to show you, but for those that are listening this as a podcast, I am mostly going to be telling what I'm seeing on the box. So I have here the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Ray, and this oracle deck has 68 cards, which is a lot for an oracle deck. Mostly, what I have seen from my oracle decks, they are around 44 cards. This one is one of the bigger oracle decks. It has 68 cards. And the theme throughout the whole deck is animal. So there are surely other spirit animal oracle cards that are different than this one, but it does not have the same system, so it will probably not have 68 cards and mean the same thing throughout, because in oracle cards, the person that creates it channels the messages for this oracle deck, and this is then a unique oracle deck. Because if I would do an spirit or animal oracle, I would maybe not have 68 cards. I would have maybe less or more, and the meanings of the cards may also differ. Then we have here a deck that is known far and wide. It's the Starseed Oracle by Rebecca Campbell, which has 53 cards, which is also a lot, because I said more or less around 44 cards is what I saw most of my deck have. It varies, but yeah, this is a card that talks about starseeds. It is closed within its own system. So let's say, for example, there is someone else that made an oracle deck about starseeds. It may have different messages, it may have more or less cards. It doesn't have a system, so there is no rule on how many cards there needs to have. Like, for example, here my next oracle deck that I have here in my hands is the Cosmic Oracle by Neri Anastasia, and this deck has 36 cards, so it is it has less cards than the others. I think it is one of the oracle decks that I own that has the least. I may say something wrong, because it may not be like this, but it's one of the decks that have the least cards. Here you can see how this is the difference in the box, because there are a lot, how do you say this in English, a lot thicker. So what we can say about oracle cards is that the person that creates the oracle card has the power and ability to make its own structure and its own system within that. As we have seen, tarot deck all, even if they were created by other people, always follow the same system with the 78 cards and so on and so forth. And oracle cards is free from those systems. If you want to create an oracle deck, you can make as many cards and as less cards as you want. There is no such rule as they have. Something that I also find interesting in oracle cards, because if you know about tarot, tarot has meanings and functions, and in the different tarot systems, like the functions and meanings change, as I have said in the beginning. And they have also reversed cards. So when the card comes up in reverse, it means something entirely different and has a different function. Most of the time, oracle cards do not have a reversed meaning. There are some exceptions. For example, the spirit animal oracle that I have from Colette Baron-Reid, it has reversed meanings, which is something that normally does not happen. For example, the starseed oracle and the cosmic oracle that I have, both of them have no reversed meaning. It has only the upright meanings that is written in the guidebook. So here again, you can see the liberty of the people that create oracle cards, that they can put in reverse meanings or no reverse meanings at all. So what you can take from this video or podcast is that tarot has always a structure that is followed by everyone, and the oracle decks have no structure, and the people that create the cards can be free to choose if they want to make 10 cards, 30 cards, and so forth and so on. And the meanings also varies depending on who creates the oracle card. So like, for example, if I make a starseed oracle, it's not gonna be the same meanings as the one of Rebecca Campbell's starseed oracle deck. So oracle cards have different subjects and different topics, and each deck is their own system, and cannot be compared to another deck that may have the same topic. So this is everything that I have for you. I hope that this was helpful, and I hope that for you that may not know the difference between tarot and oracle card, this was a better help to understand it. Please do let me know in the comment section if this was of help, that now you understood the difference between tarot and oracle cards. And if not, what did you not understand? What questions do you still have? I could maybe make another video and go on those specific questions to answer them. So thank you for sticking with me till the end. I'm wishing you all the best, and I'll be seeing you in my next video or podcast. Bye bye!